Have you got a chance to see Matt move around at all?
Yeah, we've seen him move around in the weight room, and I think he's doing really well. He was cleared by all the doctors this week, and I think as the summer went on, he got to do a little bit more each week in the weight room, and I think he's good to go.
How does that position pan out now with Jake gone? What's the depth like there?
You got Matt, and then you got Gunner, and then you got Mason. So that's the depth, and they're all going to work hard and all continue to improve every day. And it's unfortunate that Jake left, and wish him all the best. But just got to worry about the guys that are here and get them all better.
I mean, like a two QB system, or like to have two guys available there. Do you envision still using two with all your young guys that are pretty inexperienced?
That's just something I think will go as the season goes on. But you'll definitely, early in the year, definitely got to get some guys some experience.
Has Steve been reinstated?
Yes, he is.
When did that happen?
Today.
Is there a leader in the clubhouse at running back so far?
We kind of got to get out there. As you left the spring, I would say Duckworth probably had the lead. He probably had the best spring of all of them. But Isaiah did a really good job, and Denzel did a good job. So I think all three of them still going into the fall are all to go out there and compete. And whether we play all three of them all the time or one guy takes the lead, that'll kind of wait and see how fall camp goes.
Is that the spot with maybe the most up for grabs on the offense?
Yes, because there's a lot of experience as you look at the offense. I mean, you have 4 starters back in the O-line that have 82 starts. You got Trent back at tight end. You got Dion back at tight end and receiver. Hightower back. Jacob Sannon, Dave, Ruben, a lot of guys at receiver. Probably the one spot that has the least starts coming back is running back.
Talked a lot about depth at conference media day. Looking maybe specific at the defense or just freshmen in general. Do you expect any true freshmen, some of your redshirt guys, to really have an impact right away?
Yeah, I do. I think there's, I think that's again as you get into camp. But I think the class we just signed, I'm really happy with, along with the guys that were here, for spring ball that that were gray shirts. So Noah Johnson for one, for sure. He came out of spring as one of the, definitely top 6 offensive linemen. So there's no doubt you could see him playing. Alfonso is a junior college guy that came in there. You could see him playing for sure. I think DJ Olmsted's a guy in the secondary that you could see have a great chance to play. Quandarian's another guy. And then just as it moves on, I think it's a really good freshman class, and they'll all have a good chance to get out there and compete and have a chance to play.
Did you plan on having Mason be a QB, or did Jake leave and open that up?
Yeah, initially we probably thought he was going to redshirt for sure and probably start out at receiver, but that's the thing of his ability to play both will help us with some depth there.
What are some of the other position battles that you're excited to see pan out?
I think our defensive line, I think there'll be a lot of competition there. You have Twaney's the leader. He's coming back. I think Glenn has really improved and done a good job there. Kevin Shelton's got a lot of experience. Kind of as your 3 interior guys, but I think Akeem Coleman's someone that has came in and definitely will be competing. Has looked really good in the weight room. Ari Anderson's another guy that has a chance to really compete and have a chance to get in there and make things happen. I think Eric Hale's the guy in the weight room that's had a great summer, really getting bigger and stronger, and it'll be good to see him out there. So those guys kind of as your inside guys, as you look out there at the buck position, there's a lot of talent right there. There's guys that can really run, and a guy that redshirted last year that I see getting on the field this year somewhere is Jack Mamus, because he's just an unbelievable athlete that can really run and make things happen. So we're really excited for him.
You touched on the transfer from Jake. Did that kind of take you by surprise, or was it something that you knew might be coming?
No, it took me by surprise a lot. He had a great spring. He got all kinds of reps in the spring, so it was something that took me by surprise. But kind of like I said before, put a lot of time in with Jake, a lot of work, and he's a good player, and I wish him all the best. He's a great young man, and just wish him the best. This day and age, you see it all over the country. A lot of guys don't want to be backup quarterbacks. You just see it happen throughout the country. So guys transfer and move, and so we'll move on and get Gunner all kinds of work. It was good. Gunner got a lot of reps in the spring. So that was good for him, and we'll just keep moving forward and continue to get better.
I'm sure one thing that you preach with your defensive line, or you're going to, is the ability, or last year, the inability to get to the quarterback, ranked 124th out of 128 teams, only 13 sacks, only South Alabama was worse in the conference. Is that something that you're going to need to do better than anything that you did last year?
Yeah, I think no question. I think you always want to put pressure on the quarterback and get to the quarterback and, get after him. I think, but it's not just the D line. That's everybody. That's the secondary doing a good job of covering them. That's our linebackers. I think Caden Ellis will be a guy that will want to use a lot, pressuring the quarterback. But it starts up front, and I think they'll improve, and we look forward to them. There's going to be a lot of depth and a lot of competition this spring, so I look forward to them all getting after each other.
Do you think that this team has the ability to create a lot of turnovers? I know you guys forced a few fumbles, but as far as the interception category,
I do. I think we've gotten faster and longer, and I think when you can get longer and faster, that gives you a great opportunity to getting passing lanes and to make things happen. And kind of like the Buck, you got Kalen Smith, you got Jack Bamus, Will Schmidt kind of came on as spring went on, and Leonard Hayeswood. Those are all guys that can run, that are long and fast, and can make things happen. So the more guys you can get like that on the field, I think Tony Lashley had a great spring. Really look forward to him, being a leader over there and making things happen. I think Ed Hall did a good job. It's good to have Michael Linehan back now, healthy. So I just think there's a lot of guys that have a lot of experience that are back, and we're gonna get a lot better over there on that side of the ball.
You talked about some of the freshmen that might have a chance to at least compete. There's a trio of local guys you already mentioned, Mason. What about the kid from Lewiston, Mason Allridge, and the kid from Clarkston, Dylan Bueller? Are those guys going to have an opportunity not to just compete, but possibly see the field this year?
Dylan definitely will have a chance. We'll get him out there. He's a guy that, because of where he plays in the defensive line, he might end up redshirting, but he's so competitive and has such a great motor. It would not surprise me. And probably the other local guy that is Ty Graham. Ty's done a great job of working this summer and has gotten stronger. Mason's probably going to have to redshirt, Mason from Lewiston. But I could see Dylan possibly getting out there and competing, in Ty Graham, who's basically kind of another local kid.
Got a few coaches coming back for their second year on your staff. As you talked with them, met with them, have you seen them kind of become more comfortable with both how you work, how the system works, and how their players work too?
Yeah, I think the more you can have everybody back and around each other and you all just kind of work together, really look forward to that. And I think they all feel a lot more comfortable and know how we do things, know how practice goes, know how fall camp's going to go, and I think that'll definitely help, especially with Coach Bresky and Coach Williams and Coach Holmes. They're all in their second year, and I think that'll help a lot.
What's the mood like? Obviously, the guys reported.
Excited. There's a lot of excitement in the building. I think our guys have had a great summer. They worked really hard. I think we finished spring out, and I just think there's a lot of belief and excitement, and our expectations are high, and now we just got to go for it and go make it happen.
What do you think about this possible rivalry that you could start up here early with Montana State? Obviously, the transition in a couple of years. This could be the start of a pretty real rivalry.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, And I just think most importantly right now we just got to improve each week through fall camp, and then as we get a little closer, about a week and a half, 2 weeks away, then we'll really start focusing in on them. But the beginning of fall camp's really about the whole season. It's about doing stuff that get you better for the whole year. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a real good rivalry, and it'll be a good way to start it out.